Hello and welcome to my vlog. Today we're going to talk about there is always a second chance. Spiritism tells us that we are immortal. Nothing is final. That is the fact of immortality. We live for eternity. Hence, there is always a second chance, a third chance, and on. It may be in the next lifetime, maybe not in this lifetime, but there is always a method to get what you desire. Jesus said, "Ask and you shall receive." He didn't say you'll receive it right away. When we understand Spiritism and what the Spiritist doctrine really reveals about us, why we are on earth, which is to learn to become a pure spirit, to remove the primitive emotions and replace that with more advanced emotions, to take out hate and envy and jealousy and bring in love and charity, fraternity and honesty. When we know that, and then we realize by reading and studying about Spiritism that we have multiple lifetimes to achieve our goal, to experience all that we desire, the large obstacles in our path become mere pebbles. When you are in the midst of your life and you see all these horrible things and something, this is stopping you or that is stopping you, there's always, or you can't get this goal you want to make because of, not enough money or someone's in your way, all those things. Please realize that our life is a planned program path. Our life, to a large extent, is predestined. What do I mean by predestined? I mean that when we are in the spirit world and we are already in one of the levels of heaven, we work with our spirit mentors and we plan out the trials and tribulation of our life. When we are a spirit, we already know what we want to learn and what we want to emphasize in our life next. Therefore, when you're in the middle and you're in this physical body and you've forgotten all about your previous lives, you don't realize what you know as a spirit because your physical brain has so much less capacity than your spirit brain. Know well that what you are going through, what you look like, how much money you have, your career, your relationships, have been already set by your input. Therefore, when you think you're missing out on something, that is your emotion wanting more than what your life planned that you helped create, and your creation is there for a purpose. So recognize that. Recognize that, well, I missed out on this. I missed out on having that huge yacht. I missed out on having that vacation house. I missed out on having decent savings. I missed out on retiring early. I think I've had most of those. Those are all things you decided that you should not have in this lifetime. That doesn't mean you won't have them in another lifetime. God in the spirit world loves us, and we go through these obstacles and these trials and tribulations. It all because it will helps our character. It helps us grow. But if we really desire something, we can work for it. And if our desire continues on when we're in the spirit world, we can work with our spirit mentors to achieve that desire. If we want to become rich and famous in one life, most probably we will be allowed to. Although I would like to notify you, even as told by codified by Allan Kardec in the Spirits book, being rich is one of the hardest trials we have here on earth. Why? Because when you're rich, you can act as terrible as you like, and people will still do your bidding because you have money, not because of who you are or how nice you are or how honorable or how wise you are, but because you just have money. And money, let me tell you, is meaningless. I know we need it here on earth. We have to balance our materialism and our spiritualism in order to work and get a job, feed our family and all that. But when you go back to the other side where you, as I said, you're immortal, so therefore you actually live in the spirit world for the greatest length of your immortality, money on earth is absolutely nothing and it's worthless. The only thing you take with you is what's in here. And everything in here, when you die, you are still who you are. Everything in here is automatically translated and updated all the time to your spirit brain. You will not miss out anything. Your last memory, you'll know your life, your last memory, you will still be who you are. Therefore, don't dwell on you've missed this chance or you missed that chance or you haven't found your soulmate, because your soulmate may be in heaven watching over you. You may have worked with your soulmate and said, I think this time it's better that we each incarnate, that you incarnate first and I'll guide you from the spirit, and then I'll incarnate you afterwards. Because when we were soulmates, we did really well together, but we didn't grow spiritually enough because we were too comfortable together. We were too much of an isolated couple. That happens. I've heard stories like this in the spirit life. Therefore, try to maintain a good attitude and try to learn what you can. And if you are pining away for something, know that you will be able to achieve it if you still think it is important when you become a spirit. Now, if you are interested in how to become better in your life and the process and how the spirit world works, there's a couple of books. One is my book, How to Live Inner Peace Through Spiritism. It tells you how to rise up and how to change your mind and your attitude and your personality so you are ready for heaven. If you want to understand the organization and the process of heaven, read my book, Heaven and Below. It will tell you about heaven, the areas below, and then I have two other books in the series, Spirits in the Spirit World and How We Are Guided by Spirits. Please go and study Spiritism, read the Spirits book, whatever way you want to find out to know that you aren't really missing anything. God bless.